A lot of my followers on social media are my fellow countrymen, Brits, and over the last, let's say, week or so, 10 days, there has obviously been more calls to open Britain, reopen the economies of Europe as we have squashed the curve, as we are on the descent in terms of people who are contracting this disease and people who are dying of this disease. And the difference in my mind, I've been in the United States on and off now for nearly a decade, or maybe over a decade, and living here, proper for nearly 3 years, I think. And when I first arrived here, you can't really truly appreciate the level of parody and propaganda about things like the Second Amendment in Europe. And I thought, I had that whole thing where I thought, oh, well, the crazy Americans and their guns and all this stuff. It's just in the back of my mind. It's what you're brought up with. But this pandemic especially has brought to my mind that actually when you have unconstitutional things that are taking place, Jack, the recourse that the American public is armed and willing to stand outside courthouses and stand outside their local legislative buildings and things like that, armed, demonstrating. See, that's the difference. I'm going to put this clip out on my digital media profiles to my fellow countrymen. If you think gun ownership is nuts, your government is telling you, hey, you're going to be in lockdown for another couple of months at least. And what are you going to do about it? What recourse is there for government to say, actually, you know what, we better pay attention to these people? And I think it's just another one of those things whereby your Second Amendment is so important. I think we are we're doing this live, by the way, so this may work or it may not work. We've got Greg Mans from the War Room out on the National Mall here in Washington D.C. for the Blue Angels and Thunderbirds flyover. They just passed over once. They're due to pass over again. If we get any live shot, I can see the live shot up there right now. It's just we just got we have the clip. Is it the clip? We have the clip from earlier as they flew over the first time. Do we want to play that? Let's play the clip right now from the flyover just a moment ago, because this is a really great thing that's going on around the country, and I want everybody who hasn't been able to see it in Washington D.C. View this right now. The Blue Angels, the Thunderbirds flying over the.
I hope we've got good volume too, people. That's Sound of Freedom.
Okay, producer Dan. I don't believe we have a show Sunday this week, but we'll be back Monday. More War Room Pandemic with the team: Jack Maxey, Jason Miller, producer Dan, producer Vish, Stephen K. Bannon, Greg Mans, and me, Raheem Kassam. In the meantime, pandemic.warroom.org. Please share everything you see. Make sure we get more listeners. Be back Monday. For those of you who are following this on podcast or on audio, obviously that won't make a whole lot of sense, but for those watching on YouTube and Facebook Live and all of our video platforms on americasvoice.news and who are watching these clips,
we will make America great again.